Happy Friday to my fifth grade family. I'm so excited to do some work with you today, and I'm so proud of you guys for the hard work that you put in this week. Special shout outs to my friends who did an assignment every single day this week and turned it in on time. You are definitely showing readiness for sixth grade, and I see you, so wonderful work. We're going to quickly just go through our lesson today. We have another very short chapter, so let's get started. First thing you're going to do is answer this do now question. It is Friday. Have you been doing anything special to make weekends feel different than weekdays? I've been letting myself sleep in and have a little extra coffee. 4 or more complete sentences for that, and then press play. Awesome. For vocab today, we're not going to go over yesterday's answers. I just want you to work on page 139. Again, if you don't know how to do it, it's because the top half of the page teaches it to you, and the bottom half of the page is your practice. Press play when you are finished that. Excellent. So you have finished do now, you are finished writing, and now it's time for reading. Please meet me on page 355. We're going to read chapter 19, which is short, and look, there's only one comprehension question that you're answering. Let's think about this question while we read, okay? How has Grandpop changed since the accident? And why do you think he's acting this way? Let's read with a lens that's specifically looking for those details, and then we can even cite extra evidence in our responses. Page 355, chapter 19. Little Wood, listen to me when I tell you that life ain't nice to nobody. Nobody. Not me, not Mary, not Ernie, not your daddy, not Uncle Wood. Nobody. Grandpop's words were slurring. Jeannie could tell that he had been drinking. You're born and you're sad, crying, and ugly. And then you live crying and ugly. And then someday you die. And all you can do is hope you ain't crying, because you damn sure gonna be ugly. 9, 10, 11, 12, Jeannie counted under his breath. It was now night 24. And he had gotten so big. And he had gotten so he wasn't. This is a hard sentence, sorry guys. Today was day 24, and he had gotten so he didn't get freaked out when Grandpop started rambling. After the Dr. Banks discussion, Grandpop practically barricaded himself in the inside-outside room. He even refused to eat with the family, so Grandma had to take his plate to him. He had only come out late at night, and he never said much, not in the house. He would just sip his liquor, which, by the way, Tess was now delivering along with the dead flies, and sit with his gun stripped to pieces like Legos, which he now kept in a Ziploc bag. Once he and Jeannie got outside, Grandpop would get loose. Turned out Grandpop was pretty much mad about everything, and he had been for a long time. And that's just the way it is, son. Grandpop spoke like his tongue was too fat for his mouth. Wish I could tell you that life is easy, but it ain't. Wish I could tell you that it won't hurt nobody, but you will. Guess what? People are going to hurt you too. We're all trapped in this game of hurt. Trapped in this game of, his words slurred into just sounds. 16, 17, 18, 19, Jeannie said, stopping. I can guarantee it. Grandpop picked back up. But you know what's not guaranteed? Not one thing, except for cages. Cages everywhere. He wasn't really making much sense. Nope, I can't even guarantee that you won't go blind or that your kids won't be killed in a war. You know what I'm saying? 19, Grandpop. And where are we? The side of the house. Samantha lifted her head and then stood up. Her eyes flickered green and yellow in the moonlight. She took a few steps forward, her chain dragging in the dirt, her tail still. What's that? Grandpop asked, reaching out and touching the siding. It was their first time to that part of the yard. They usually stuck to the front, but on this night, Grandpop said he wanted a new count. Samantha, Jeannie whispered. Grandpop's mouth went from a smile to a scowl. That ain't Samantha, Grandpop growled like a crazy man. Samantha's dead. That's an imposter. He crouched down and started to whisper, Sammy, Sammy. Samantha looked and looked, almost like she was trying to remember who he was. Then, all of a sudden, she burst into a bark fest. Shh, Jeannie shushed frantically. Grandma would come looking if Samantha didn't chill out, and it would have been bad news if she had caught them spooking around outside in the middle of the night. Come on, Grandpop, we gotta go. Jeannie said, tugging his arm. No, not yet, Grandpop said, pulling away, stumbling back against the house. He cocked his head, listening, as if Samantha's barks were a sweet song. Grandpop, Grandma's going to catch us, Jeannie begged. Please, let's go. Grandpop rested there for a few more seconds, his chest swelling every time he breathed in. 19 that way. He pointed towards the middle of the yard, and 17 that way to get to the front door. He chanted the counts until he and Jeannie finally got back on the porch. But at least he let Jeannie get him back there. And at least Grandma didn't meet them at the door with her angry face on. Samantha finally stopped barking as they slipped back inside. They crept quietly into the kitchen. Jeannie finally daring to let his guard down when he jumped a mile. Grandma, sitting there at the kitchen table. She had taken Grandpop's gun, the pieces of it, and had removed them from the Ziploc. The bolts and springs were in a pile on the table. Grandma, Jeannie stuttered, but she cut him off. What in Sam Hill were y'all doing? Grandpop straightened up just like Ernie did whenever he got caught doing something he had no business doing. Just getting some air. It's 11:30 at night, Brooke. The air's better around this time, Mary, Grandpop said, trying to get her to smile. And you're drunk. He's not drunk, Jeannie said. He is, Grandma retorted. She pointed towards the staircase. You, to bed, now. Jeannie started for the bedroom, and Grandpop did too. Not you, Brooke. We need to talk. We can talk tomorrow. No, we can't. Right now. Grandpop mumbled something and continued heading towards the room. Brooke, I'm not playing. We're talking tonight. Jeannie froze at the base of the staircase. Grandpop was flinging his hand around dismissively like he was swatting at a mosquito. That really ticked Grandma off. Brooke Harris. She grabbed the trash can from the corner of the kitchen and, with one huge sweep, brushed the pieces of the gun off of the table as if they were crumbs, the metal knocking against the plastic of the garbage bag. Now Grandpop froze. What's that? You know what that is, Grandma said steely. It's gone. Grandpop rushed for the trash can, thrusting his arms in, frantically digging. Out came broken eggshells, coffee grinds, and chicken bones, but no gun pieces. They must have sunk to the bottom. Grandpop fell to his knees, digging farther. Stop, Brooke, Grandma said. Stop, stop. She tried to pull him up as he panted, wet tea bags in his hands. Let it go. But Grandpop couldn't stand. He wrapped his arms around Grandma's waist and pressed his head against her stomach, and slowly, drunkenly, painfully started sobbing. And Grandma, over and over, like to a child, whispered, It's over now. That's it. What an intense chapter and what an intense scenario to end in. So when you respond to this question, I would think that you should list 2 to 5 ways that Grandpa has changed since Ernie's accident with the gun. It seems like he's made some very significant changes, one of them being that he's drinking a lot more than he was before, but there's more in addition to that too. After you respond to that one glorious question using tag, go ahead and do your journal entry for me. I have been loving reading these. Want to give a shout out to Samaj and Andrew for playing with younger brothers and nephews to help out your family. Shout out to Talea for working hard on her schedule. Shout out to Anila for doing every assignment every day on time. I can't wait to get more work from you all. I miss you terribly, and I will see you on Monday. Have a blessed weekend. Goodbye. Oh, Monday, vocab quiz, 2 o'clock community circle. Okay.